Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Robotics Notes DaSH. In the last episode, the members of the Robotics Club decided to pool their resources into making Akiho's idea a reality. That is, using the honorary prayers as the guest of honor for the transition period between the gun phase and the robot phase of the Waizaka festival. And for the most part it actually seems to be a big hit with the crowd. I mean, of course people would be looking through their pokecoms and seeing Gun Barrel holding a life-sized matchlock gun instead of the honorary prayers holding a hobby robot bazooka, but it was sufficient enough, and as I said, the crowd enjoyed it, so all went well there. And as a result, Sumio's buoyed with confidence and is lighting up the night sky with even more extravagant fireworks than the previous time. And it has only just occurred to me now that events are passing to the point where I've actually not been keeping up on Twippo, so what if I can rectify that? Nope, I currently can't look at my Pokecom screen right now, so as we're gazing up at the fireworks. Since the robot phase is finally starting tomorrow, today's fireworks are even more elaborate than the previous ones. It's understandable, given this is also meant as a redo of the fireworks show from the eve of the festival before it was rudely interrupted by a certain someone. Kou Kimijima's sudden appearance back then meant that the show got cancelled midway through. And it did. Now I can look at Twippo. And no new updates. Because I already checked through everything. Never mind. Anyway, on with the show. I can tell they really put their all into this particular show. They're trying to outdo themselves. One person is. It also symbolizes how much effort has been put into the robot phase of the festival. Yeah. That definitely goes without saying, because we're going to need that effort. A rather surprising amount of people, to say the least.
いつもの鉄砲祭りも結構な人が集まるけど、それの日じゃないね。
さすが技いかだけはあるっつうことか。
Indeed it does, Daru. Indeed it does. I thought the gun phase attracted a big crowd, but this doesn't even compare. It wouldn't be a stretch to say that all attention on the island is directed at this festival. Looks like our hard work is finally paying off.
さて、あとは本当に橋田さんの予想通りかどうかだけど。
Ah yes, Daru has something else in mind.
いや、多分間違いない。
On top of everything else that's currently going on now. The revived Kou Kimijima seems to be enjoying this festival a great deal, considering the performance he put on when he first appeared. And speaking of which, yeah, I'm pretty sure people have gotten used to the giant matchlock robot hovering in the sky by now. I suspect that the new Kou Kimijima really likes receiving attention. Otherwise he wouldn't go out of his way to put on such a spectacle of an entrance. Which brings us to today. Everyone's attention is going to be gathered right here.
彼が事を起こすとすれば、この日以外にはないはず。
One would think so. After all, he did it before. He might do it again.
Oh.
何か？
ナエさんがさ、橋田さんを信頼してる理由、ちょっと分かった気がする。
It may be true that Nine trusts Daru a great deal. That trust also only goes so far.
もしかして僕、褒められてる？
Something along those lines.
そういうことはさ、自分で判断してよ。
He says with a smile. It wouldn't hurt him to be at least a little bit honest sometimes. Wouldn't hold your breath on that one, Daru.
ま、でもこの程度で終わりだと思ってもらっちゃ困るのだぜ。
When I pull out a small pocket-sized gadget from my pocket, Yasho-kyun peeks over at it. Looks like another novelty item courtesy of the Future Gadget Laboratory. My eyes do not deceive me.
本当にそれであの装置から出る電磁波を特定できるの？
そのための実験だったって言ったろ。
Full disclosure, the reason why I experimented with Tanigashima Machine 3 Custom this afternoon was to find out the wavelength of the electromagnetic waves. Ah yes, that also happened. Albeit to a very limited degree. Yeah. Now that we know that the electromagnetic wave irradiation equipment version 2.0 broadcasts one's delusion over electromagnetic waves, if we can identify the source of the signal, we can retrieve the actual device. If being the operative word here. And as long as we do that, it's game over for Kou Kimijima. I don't think he's going to fall that easily, however. That would be too simple. There shouldn't be much that Kou Kimijima can do without the equipment. Emphasis on shouldn't. Having said that, I put this thing together with the minimal amount of parts I could procure from Doc, so in all honesty, I don't expect much out of it in terms of a performance. Well, yeah, there goes all that confidence. Heck, I can't even pick up on the electromagnetic waves coming from the Matchlock robot. That's rather unfortunate, and kind of defeats the purpose of even having that device. It requires a much stronger signal in order to identify the frequency. And guess what? This afternoon, thanks to that one case, I was able to capture the frequency of the signal. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to track down the signal source, but that's fine. Well, it won't be fine if we can't actually track down the actual mechanism that Kou Kimijima is actually utilizing, but oh well. In other words, in order to track down the signal source, some other big things need to happen. That or we make them happen ourselves. So that's why, that explains why Daru tried to utilize his delusions which ultimately ended in failure at that one point, but oh well.
でもさ、いくらなんでもそのデザインはないんじゃない？
My advice to you, Kaito Yashio, do not ask.
なんで？ドラゴンサーチャーみたいでかっこいいじゃん。
Yeah, I had a feeling that it was something beyond those lines. Dragon Searcher, an item from the extremely popular shonen manga Dragon Ring. A device used to find the 7 rings that, when collected, summon a dragon who can grant any wish. Boy, I sure do hope that Shenron doesn't appear out of thin air in the sky tonight. That would be awesome and probably terrifying simultaneously.
みたいっていうか、そのまんまなんだけど。
Yeah, it is literally the dragon radar from a certain other shonen anime manga adaptation.
いいの。みたいなものから入るのが僕らの伝統なんだから。
僕ら？
Again, I wouldn't ask, Kaito.
ん？ま、こっちの話。
Yashukin's Pokecom starts ringing.
アキちゃんからだ。
Akiho.
アキちゃん、そっちはどう？
Looks like the Robotics Club is on an operation for Daru.
いつでも平気だよ。見せてもらおうか。連邦モビルマシンの性能とやらを。
Let's indeed. Armor array.
準備できました。いつでもどうぞ。
Considering the trend we've seen so far, the electromagnetic wave radiation equipment is likely hidden near a base station. I asked the Robotics Club members to stand by at locations that seem suspicious within those areas in order to try and triangulate the source.
橋田さん、みんな立ち位置についたみたい。
Looks like we're good to go.
オッケー。そんじゃそろそろ始めようか。
If this goes off without a hitch, that is. My first move is to activate the Delusion Searcher, aka the DS version 1.00.
よし、動作成長。
Well, at least it works. Yasho-kun peeks at DS version 1.00 screen.
何も反応ないみたいだけど。
そりゃそうだよ。まだ電磁波は照射されてないんだからね。
So it can only pick up on the EM waves when it happens. Well, we've already established that. The electromagnetic wave radiation equipment version 2.0 fires electromagnetic waves in response to strong delusions. Which means all I need to do is, well, project some delusions, one would think. Your track record on that, however, Daru, is, well, currently 1 at the moment.
んじゃ妄想するお。
Took you sweet time there, Daru. Not gonna lie about that. I begin to craft a vivid image in my mind. Yeah, hope it's not too over the top, Daru. Something I want to happen. The more robust my delusions, the stronger the electromagnetic wave irradiation equipment version 2.0 will respond. Just deal with it, Kaito. As Daru laughs somewhat creepily.
ちょっと橋田さん、真面目にやってよ。
Looks like Kaito is getting a little impatient.
失礼な。僕は至って真面目だ。
So you say.
いや、傍から見てるととてもそうは見えないんだけど。
That's the nature of the game. Your game. I have to create a delusion about something right now. How can anybody have a delusion with a straight face? You would be surprised, Daru. Well, I guess some people can do it, but I sure as heck can't. No, you cannot.
まったく、ヤシオキュンのせいで精神が乱れたじゃん。最初からやり直しだよ。
そいつはどうも。
はい、どうかしたの？
いや、なんでも。悪いけど、もうちょっと待ってて。
Yeah, it's going to be a while. I focus my mind once again. fill it with?
むふ
I fill it with tremendous delusions.
むふふふ
Yeah.
むほー
I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that Daru's eyes might be closed right about now.
うんうん
Don't strain yourself too much, Daru.
橋田さん
おかしい
Yes, it is indeed odd.
反応しない
By that I mean absolutely nothing is happening whatsoever. Yeah. What's going on? I created a delusion with all my might. Looks like you failed once again to pick up on the basic fundamentals of this whole phenomenon, Daru. That is basically, it's all well and good if you yourself can perceive the delusion. But if no one else can perceive it, then it is literally stuck in your head and nowhere else. My delusions were so raunchy that I couldn't possibly show them to anyone else, and yet the searcher isn't displaying a single dot. That is why it failed, Daru. Other people need to be able to see the delusions as well for them to be manifest in the first place. Yeah.
もう一回やってみた
そうねうん頑張ってみる
Yeah, try something a little bit more believable for other people. Focus, focus. Although, having said that, the Matchlock museum transforming into a giant robot is quite fantastical, but still, well, it's more within the realm of possibility than what Daru was probably imagining.
いくぜ究極まで高まれ俺の中のコスモよ
It's starting to sound a little bit like Daru and Kaito, just a little bit, and not in a good way.
ふむ ダメみたいです
I think the only thing I have to say for this is, well done, Daru.
おっと
Well, looks like that experiment was a complete bust, and Akiho and the others are simply standing around in the cold evening for absolutely no reason. How weird.
サーチャーが壊れてるってことはないんだと思うんだよね。
Yeah, it's not the delusion searcher that's broken, Daru. And it can't be that my delusional cosmos is too weak. So if nothing is happening right now, that means that the output device isn't responding either.
ダメってじゃあどうするの
I think we just enjoy the festivities.
どうしよう。その場合を考えてなかったを。
Nope. Put all your chips on plan A and yeah.
そんな無責任な。
いや、そもそも僕はどっちかっていうと開発側の人間であって作戦立案には向いてないんよ。
だからって。
ねえカイ、そっちどうなってるの？装置の場所は分かった？
Yeah, about that, Akiho.
アキちゃん、それがさ。
皆さん、お待たせしました。
We turn to face the direction of the voice and find Mr. Candy on stage. Which is where I'm going to end this episode of Let's Play Robotics Notes DaSH, and when we return, we shall listen to Sumio's grand speech. I'm sure it'll be very impactful. As always, until next we meet.